Alright, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at some Bigfoot data. Kind of want to look at Pierce County, and there's a reason for that. So if we look at the BFRO breakdown with all the numbers for the states, you'll notice that Washington is around 700 for sightings. There's other places that are pretty good for sightings as well, but there's a little bit of a difference. So here's Washington. You'll see the numbers are like 23, 17, 23, 59. They're just kind of higher. Other places, possibly because there's more counties or something, like let's say Illinois. If you go there, it's kind of spaced out, 1, 2, 4, 16, 15. It's a lot of spaced out sightings. Washington's kind of weird because they're kind of consolidated, like I was saying, so that's kind of strange. And then Pierce County is the county with the most in Washington, most sightings. It has, where'd it go? 81 sightings. That's really high. So some things like in Pierce that you have, like geography wise, you have Mount Rainier. So like here's a map of Pierce County, and you have the mountain here, and then I want to show you guys this map. So here is, I think this might use the BFRO data as well, but you can see that the sightings go straight down like this. And can we zoom in? I can't remember. Yeah. So King County is actually a little bit lower than Pierce, which is kind of interesting. So this would be King County up here. Now, some features, I'm going to talk about kind of how I think they might get around. I'm going to talk about how the Bigfoot, Sasquatch get around. And first of all, on the mountain here, you can see rivers coming off. I think that's kind of important. And then if you zoom in to the maps, you'll notice these weird lines right here. And that is, I believe, power lines. So that plays into some of my ideas. So you notice these lines of sightings here, and they go kind of around the mountains. I think that is important because I think that means that they either follow the valleys or they follow the water, which I think they follow the water. And you can kind of see the sightings right there, right here. And then so I think once they're in this area, they follow the hills, the valleys and stuff like that. But once they get to the cities, I think what they're doing is they're taking the power line sections here, and they are getting into the cities. And that's when you end up with the sightings in the main cities and like over here and stuff. You could probably actually triangulate where they could possibly be based off like some of this data, which to me would make me think that they're right here. But the other thing is they could be nomadic, or they might rotate where they live, like they're kind of nomadic based on the seasons. And that could be going this direction or following the mountain ranges right here. Because if you look, it's high mountains, and then there's like a ridge, and then everything in like Washington is up and down. So everything is going to be kind of landlocked right here. So if we go in, you'll see that the sightings butt up against the hill, like the mountain range right there. And then there's probably power lines that feed them in. So they use the valleys and rivers here. Once they get to the edge of the civilization, they catch those power lines and take off into the cities. Something that I think is kind of interesting as well is if you look at the maps for UFO sightings, You can see that there's a hot spot kind of around Seattle. We kind of zoom into there, and you'll kind of notice that it's actually kind of similar, like the sightings. Like the positioning follows kind of like rivers. The UFO stuff kind of follows the Bigfoot maps, so I don't know if that's connected or what, but it is interesting that next to California, Washington does have the highest UFO sightings. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I want to play for you guys a Bigfoot noise here. I'm gonna pull it up on this other page, and this is somewhere in Pierce County, and give it a listen just so you know what a Sasquatch potentially might sound like. Here it is. Okay, so that was a pretty famous Sasquatch yell in Pierce County. I think it was on Coast to Coast with Art Bell a long time ago. I think it was in the 90s. So that was kind of interesting. So this other thing I want to show you guys is something I shot. It's right here. This is in Washington as well. It's a video I never put live. This is in Pierce County. This is under a, let me see if I can, so this is by a power line, and I was, okay. So there's a power line, as you can see, and then I stumbled upon a footprint while I was walking around. Let me see, there we go. So you can kind of see the toes, and it was a rainy day. It was I think it was fall. I think it was last year. I guess it was this year, earlier this year, I don't know, a couple months ago, before summer. And yeah, it was super wet. You can see there's a heel, there's a couple toes, a big toe, and just an imprint. So I don't think it's somebody wearing a boot, because you can kind of see the toes, which is weird. Like that. And you know, I kind of been interested in Sasquatch and Bigfoot for a really long time, and I've kind of had these theories about how they get around. You can kind of see the weird area that there I am. You can kind of see how wet it is too. I'm soaked. It was kind of weird, like this area. Yeah, I did get kind of a weird smell out there, but I think it was just a coincidence. The other thing that's kind of interesting about Washington is the amount of things to eat there are here. There's a lot of fish, there's a lot of streams, there's a lot of big mammals as well. Mammals that could probably be eaten. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna let you guys go. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you have any stories or anything, drop them down below if you have any theories, and I will see you guys next time on the Emilio Exploring channel. Goodbye.